Good morning, good morning, good morning, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in. As the title says, weird day here in crypto. We see some things like the AI sector pumping, Trump up a little bit, Solana up a little bit, but a lot of things, HBAR, XLM, and a couple more down today. So I wanted to get on stream for you all this morning, kind of take a look at what's going on in the market and see how things are going. So let me know, as per usual, how's the video? How's the audio? If everything is all good, we're going to go ahead and we're going to get straight into it today. And I do have something new today that you're going to see in a little bit. But all I'm going to do is give you a little bit of a hint. So I'm going to show you. We're just going to leave it right there. Just going to leave it right there. We got something new coming. Anyway, so if everything's all good, all right, sounds great, looks great. All right, baby, let's get into it. So what is going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Dom, I see you. Bad Sherpa, I see you. Chicano, I see you. Crypto Keys, climate experts, heating and air conditions. Shout out to you. I see you. Good morning, everyone. Let's get into it. So let's get the big screen on. Man, I've been loving streaming recently. Oh, streaming's so fun. I've been having a good time. Always a great way to start the morning. Just get a good look at the market. Helps you guys out. You can kind of see what I'm seeing, and it helps me out as well because I can kind of get a feel for the market in real time with you all. I usually like to just wait and not look too deep into the market before stream so we can kind of get the real-time thoughts and stuff out there. So I hope you guys are ready because I am, baby. Let's get into it. So looking at crypto today, what we can see is, again, things are looking a little weird today, right? If we head out to crypto bubbles, weird day, right? You got AI16s, virtuals, quant, hype, a lot of these other ones up, which I know why, and I'll explain why in a second here. But then at the same time, you see LTC, ICP, OKB, and many more. Yeah, not looking too hot today. On the week, we are still seeing the vast majority of the market putting in some red, but still a couple greeners out there. We got Fart Coin up 41%, SPX, Link, Solana still smashing on the week, Ray and Dexy, but outside of that, not a ton going on here. Not a ton going on here on the weekly in terms of changes. Again, the daily still looking pretty dang on weird. Now, the question that a lot of people are going to have this morning is why in the world are some cryptos going up and some cryptos going down? And I will actually say it is actually pretty dang on simple. The market, as of recently, and as you all know, as of recently, has been heavily hyper-focused on the White House right now, right? What is Trump and his administration going to say? What are they going to do? What is their plan? Now, it seems like all eyes have been on the White House, and as a result of that, a lot of movement here in this crypto market has resulted from things that are happening within the White House. Now, the reason why certain cryptos are pumping today and others aren't are a combination of things. But the primary factors impacting the market right now are a couple executive orders that we saw just yesterday that are now impacting crypto prices today. Now, what you're going to come to recognize if you look at this crypto bubbles list here is that a lot of one specific type of niche is pumping. We have virtual, quant, AI16s, hype, Dexy, world, and Solana. And you may say, okay, well, why is it these specifically? Well, I want you to pay attention to something. What is Ray? Ray is Radium. This is the DEX on Solana. Okay, let's just kind of keep it going. AI16s. What is AI16s? Well, it's an AI agents project that is on Solana. Virtual. What is this? Another AI-based project on Solana. So we already are starting to notice the trend here, right? It has a lot to do with Solana, but some people may immediately think, well, it might be because Solana is pumping. No. It's the other way around. These specific cryptos are pumping as a result, especially virtual and AI16s, are pumping as a result of what we saw from some executive, not an executive order, but it was some just news from the White House yesterday that are now impacting these ones that are then impacting Solana. Now, Tyler, what was that? Well, we got some news that Trump highlights partnership, investing $500 billion, I got to say it like Trump, billion dollars in AI. He goes on to say, that President Donald Trump on Tuesday talked up a joint venture investing up to $500 billion for infrastructure tied to artificial intelligence by a new partnership formed by OpenAI, Oracle, and SoftBank. The new entity, Stargate, will start building out data centers and the electricity generation needed for the further development of the fast-evolving AI in Texas, according to the White House. The initial investment is expected to be $100 billion and could reach 5 times that sum. It's big money and high-quality people, adding that it's a resounding declaration of confidence in America's potential. So the fact that Trump highlighted this, and I said earlier executive orders, and we'll talk about some other executive orders in a second. This isn't one. This is just him highlighting it. The fact that Trump was talking about this was basically him just giving his support to it, right? Him just saying that this is a good thing, that it's a big thing, it's a huge thing, right? And the reason that's so important is because obviously the White House kind of gives you hints and clues along the way as to what they're going to be focusing their attention on. And if they're already kind of highlighting this and talking about this and saying that there are good things going on with this, well, obviously it's something you need to pay attention to. Now, as a result of Trump kind of highlighting this partnership going on with OpenAI and Oracle and many of these other ones, we saw a lot of the AI space going nuts. Obviously, you saw AI 16s going nuts, you saw virtuals going nuts, and many of your other ones that are launched and live on Solana. Now, because of this, let's look at the trickle effect. Okay, let's look at the trickle effect. So, what you can see, you have these two absolutely going nuts. This thing picked up, let me try to figure this out, like $300-400 million in market cap just within the last day. Okay, virtuals picked up around the same roughly in market cap per day. Now, as a result of it, what does that mean? Well, obviously people are going to need to start buying it. It takes a lot of buying power to push up $1 billion market cap by 20 or 15 to 20%. Well, where are they buying it at? Well, they're using Radium. Now, because of that, because people are using Radium, we can now see that Radium's price is going up in retaliation to that. Very similarly to when Trump's coin launched and people were buying it on Jupiter. So, of course, Jupe's price went up. People are buying these AI agents as a result of what we saw from Trump yesterday, which is now making Radium go up. Now, as a result of all of these things, with Radium going up and AI 16s going up and virtuals going up, of course, what do you need to buy it? Of course, you need Solana. Therefore, Solana's coin goes up. So when you put it all together, the reason why we are seeing some of these specific cryptos pumping today is because obviously we got some news that Trump was highlighting a good partnership in AI. That set the AI world on fire. If you're on AI Twitter, everybody was talking about it. This started to cause some excitement. People are thinking that maybe AI sector is finding a little bit of a bottom. So people started buying it in over on Radium, which pushed up the prices of all of these Solana-based cryptos, therefore pushing Solana's price up. Now, through all of this, a lot of people are getting a little bit of FOMO and they're kind of chasing the hype. So you'll start to notice that this liquidity is starting to flow from some of your other altcoins, such as Doge, such as OKB and Kaya, XDC, and many more, and flowing into the Solana ecosystem right now. Now, it's not super normal. It's not super normal, like you're going to see huge liquidity flows, and this isn't a huge liquidity flow, right? But you're starting to notice on-chain data says that people are objectively moving liquidity and moving capital from other ecosystems into Solana right now because of what we saw. And I believe this is a bit of a domino effect. Okay, I believe this is a bit of a domino effect because people are starting to realize the true potential of Solana's ecosystem. I mean, Solana can pump one day because Trump coin and Fart coin launch, and then maybe not Fart coin, but whatever. And another day it can happen because the AI world catches on fire. And you see how Solana, especially as an ecosystem, has done so well at opening its doors for so many different types of projects that it almost doesn't matter what the narrative is in crypto, Solana can benefit from it. This is what I've been saying since 2021. Solana is one of the best cryptos in the entire world and one of the best economies or ecosystems in the entire world because they have their hands in everything in a strong way. Because sometimes if you over diversify, it's a little bit too much. But what they're doing is they're actually injecting real capital. They're injecting real quality into each ecosystem, such as meme coins, such as, of course, AI, such as utility and gaming and all these things. And that is going to continue to benefit Solana as a coin. Now, imagine a day comes where the gaming narrative starts popping off again. Guess who's going to pump? Solana's going to pump as a result of this. And people are starting to recognize this. They thought it was maybe just luck when it came to Trump, but now that they're seeing this happen with AI, they're like, okay, well, Solana's obviously the place to go. You're starting to notice some of these other ecosystems see shifts from their whales into Solana. Surprise, surprise, it gives you a day that looks exactly like this. So that's why the day does look like it does, and it's actually not all that surprising. It's not even that odd. I know the title said it was odd. It's not all that odd, but a lot of people think it's odd, right? And so that's what's going on today. And so you're really just seeing a big shift. And honestly, had we not seen Trump say that yesterday, I don't really think this market would be doing anything today. It seems like the general market is stabilizing. It is kind of calm. It's just relaxing right now, right? But this specific narrative is catching some momentum, and that's what's led it upwards. And I actually am very proud of the crypto market. We have gotten some good news from the White House over the last day or two, regarding crypto, and the crypto market's not going too nuts. It feels like maybe, just maybe, the market is moving back towards rationale, where we're getting to a point where maybe just things are finally starting to calm down and people's emotions are finally starting to relax a little bit. And that is super exciting. And I do hope that is the case. Now, the reason that I say that is, again, because we did get good news yesterday. For example, if we head over to A couple things. You guys know that I did make a video yesterday talking about the fact that Trump's SEC will now be launching officially the crypto task force. Now, their entire focus, and I know I made a video about it yesterday, but to kind of just jump into it real quickly, what we do remember is that Mark Uyeda has launched a crypto task force aimed at developing a comprehensive and clear regulatory framework for crypto assets. Now, he goes on to say that they look forward to working hand in hand with the public to foster a regulatory environment that protects investors, facilitates capital formation, fosters market integrity, and supports innovation. Finally, they go on to say clarity regarding who must register and practical solutions for those seeking to register have been elusive. The result has been confusion about what is illegal, which creates an environment hostile to innovation and conducive to fraud. This undertaking will take time, patience, and much hard work. It will succeed only if the task force has input from a wide range of investors, industry participants, academics, and other interested parties. And the reason why this is so important and the reason why this is good news is it means that Trump's cabinet and their administration are keeping their promise. They said that they were going to bring crypto back to the United States. They were going to bring innovation back to the United States. And the only way that they can truly do that is by making sure that the foundation that these companies can build upon is strong, making sure that the regulation is clear and concise, and the little weasel rat Gary Gensler made it as difficult as possible, pushing out so much crypto, and now again we can finally bring it back. And so because of this, this is a good thing. It's a great thing, and it's something that, in my opinion, sets the ball in motion to start actually seeing this crypto market performing well. Now, going a little bit forward, we also got some news that Trump has pardoned Silk Road founder Ross Albright. We're going to go with Albright. Now, why is this big news? Well, it's not particularly big news for crypto, but the Silk Road was in kind of a black market, basically, that crypto kind of got its start in to some degree. And I know that's kind of a sucky thing to build your name off of, but it is just the case. It is just the truth. Now, Ross is somebody who's kind of gained a lot of popularity throughout the world of crypto because there was a huge seizing of a bunch of Bitcoin as he was arrested and the Silk Road was taken down. And he's just become a popular figure within the world of crypto. And he did commit some crimes, right? Like, we're not going to pretend he was completely innocent because he simply was not. He was the owner of a marketplace that was facilitating the sale of narcotics and a whole bunch of bad things. He kind of knew about it and didn't seemingly put a lot of effort in to stop it. And so, of course, because of that, he did get convicted. But he was given 2 life sentences plus 40 years, which is just absolutely ridiculous. It is just completely unjustifiable. And I think he's been in prison for anywhere from like almost a decade or something like that. And so because of that, Trump did go in and pardon him. And since he is somebody who's very popular in the world of crypto here, that was kind of a like a here you go to the world of crypto. A here you go to the world of crypto. So because of that, we did get these pieces of news, right? I mean, the Ross Ulbricht thing is cool, but the SEC thing is the huge piece of news that we got yesterday. And the fact that the market reacted so patiently to this is very good. Because what it means is, again, maybe, just maybe, we're getting back to a point of rationale here in the market. If we go look back at something like Bitcoin's not really gone anywhere. It got a little pump off of that, but it's really stayed in the same place. And the fact that we're seeing, of course, the presidential cabinet kind of approaching the world of crypto from a very stable and sustainable perspective and kind of approaching it maturely after releasing the dumbest meme coin I've seen in a while. And the fact that the crypto market is responding well to that in the sense that it's not really pumping or dumping tells me that we're seeing a stabilization here in the market, which is a good thing. Trust me. And so with all of these things in mind, that's kind of where we are in the market. The market's stabilizing, even though we did get some good news. The Trump administration is putting the ball in motion to start getting this crypto thing going. And we, of course, did see him mention the AI space, which has led, of course, to many AI agents doing well, pushing Solana's price up because many of them are launched on Solana. So that's where we are in the market this morning. We are obviously going to do some individual TA on everything, but I really just wanted to give you an overview of how we got here and what's going on. And I want to, of course, jump into the chat for a little bit here, answer a question or two for the next 2 or 3 minutes before we do jump into some TA. And so with that said, now that we are done with the summary of the day, let's see what the chat's up to. Alrighty. How are we feeling, everybody? Solana on top. Love it, love it, love it. Both of them at the same time. Can I change that? Let's see. Which one looks better? I like that. Here we go. All righty. Good morning, everyone. Happy to see you. Happy to see you watching live. Watching from the living room, says Living Room PC. My favorite place to watch things. Trump is going to make crypto possibilities moon. It's possible. I feel beautiful. Fantastic. We love to see it. Waiting for AVAX to run. It typically does run as a result of Sol running, so it should not take too long, I would assume. We will go over Sweet. No problem, no problem. We will also go over Ethereum. No problem, no problem. What do you think about people's diamond on the 4 hour? I'll check that in a second here. Diamond formations are not super reliable in bull markets. It's just something I've come to recognize. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. Happy to have you, 14K. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Bonk ETF. Is that news or is that just a comment? All right, everybody. All right, all right, all right. Happy to see you. Good morning from Orlando. Did it also snow there? It snowed here in Louisiana for the first time in 184 years. All righty, all righty, all righty, all righty. Shout out to you, everyone. JR, good morning. What do you think of Pepe? I will be going over Pepe in a second. Do you have a do you have a university degree, and what do you think about university? No, I am a college dropout. I went to school for design. I was in one of the best design schools in the country. Realized that I didn't like doing art as a form of business. I then switched over to business school for a year. I realized that the professors didn't really know what they were talking about. It wasn't a great business school, so I did drop out. About 2 years after I started the YouTube channel, I started a company that managed influencers, and then from there developed a whole bunch of other things, and here we are. So I'm a college dropout. I think college is good for the people who need it and not so good for people who don't. And it's not a black and white answer, but I can dive into that a little bit later. Shout out to you, Kevin Ray. Kevin Ray, shout out to you, homie. I appreciate it, my friend. All righty, how about we get into some TA for the day, everyone? Let's dive in. Alrighty, so starting off at the top as we do, looking at Total One. Total One's in a bit of a weird spot here, my friends, and it's a very, very weird spot. Not weird in the sense that I don't understand what's going on, just weird in the sense that it's weird. What we can see here is that Total One did give us a breakout of the macro structure in which we were in. Let me go ahead and turn off my battle signals here, which I have some news for you very soon about that, by the way. But we'll get in. I'll give you a little sneak peek later. Don't worry. So what we can see here is that we obviously saw the total market cap of crypto in this descending structure. It then broke out of it, and it now got rejected off of that golden Fibonacci zone, getting rejected here. Now, do you guys remember that I told you whenever a crypto breaks out of a descending structure, there's a 3-step process, and if you try to skip the 3 steps, you are going to end up losing? That's what we're seeing here. So in the world of crypto, there's a 3-step process for breaking out of descending structure. And all that means, if you're new here, is that you see how there's this shape that these candles have been making? That's called a descending structure because it's a structure that's going down. And when your price is trying to break out of this, there's 3 things that need to happen. Now, I actually did post over in the school. What was this? Hold on. Let me go find it. I posted over in the school these 3 steps. So whenever you break out of a descending structure like this, okay, there's 3 things that need to happen. You need to break out, clearly, obviously, and you need to backtest ideally, meaning you go back to that key level of resistance. So you see how we broke out of this line right here? You want to break out and come back down to it. Once you do that, you want to set a new macro higher high. So wherever your recent high was, you want to break that higher high and set a new higher high. The reason being is, of course, you need to break the downtrend that you were in, even if you break the structure. And the last thing that needs to happen is you need to break the golden Fibonacci zone. Okay, you need to break the golden Fibonacci zone, which means you take your high from, or you take your Fibonacci and drag it from the highest point to the lowest point. And the 618 to 786 Fibonacci zone is the level that you need to clear. Once you do these 3 things, and I'm not talking about just wick above it, you need to break above it. You need to actually get above it, close daily candles above it, etc. Once you do these 3 things, you're in a good spot. Like you're in a spot where the market's going to break out. And you can see that starting to happen here. We're on step 3 right now. What you can see is that the total market cap of crypto broke out. It back tested. It held this support. So step 1 complete. In the process of doing that, it set the higher high. So step 2 is complete. And now what it needs to do is it needs to break this golden zone. This is the holdup. Everybody thinks that the market's just stabilizing just for no reason. No, it's stabilizing for a great reason. It's stabilizing because of lack of a catalyst and market maturity over the short term. And in addition to that, the fact that it's stalled out here at the golden Fibonacci zone. The charts are telling us that it is trying its best to break this golden zone and it's struggling. But what I can say is the more times we keep hitting this level of resistance at $3.58 trillion, the more likely it is we break it. A lot of people think that technical analysis is just all stars and daisies, right? But I don't know what stars and daisies means, but whatever. We're just going to go with it, right? It's just nonsense is what people think. But my whole thing is, okay, if it was, tell me how we are just incidentally seeing the total market cap of crypto for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of the last 6 days getting rejected off the exact top of the golden zone. If you call that a coincidence, I just feel like you're being naive. It's not a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. And so because of that, the market is trying to decide whether it's going to complete step 3 or not. It's giving it a good fight. It's giving it a hell of a fight. And the more times we keep hitting it, the more likely it's becoming that we are going to break it. But obviously only time will tell. And that's kind of where we are. And so in general, my biggest thoughts about the market right now is to not do much until this decision is made, right? And that's kind of where I am. While the market is trying to decide if it's going to break this golden zone or not to complete step 3, which would open up the door for a huge move upwards, I'm not going to do anything. I do believe, and someone said it, I think just now. Yeah, I would agree. I think it's going to take some sort of catalyst or some sort of bullish news to get us up here. I don't think the market's just going to randomly take off. It's possible. I just don't quite think it's going to happen because we just saw catalysts, right? And so it's going to take something big. In a period where things have been boring for 2 months and then we get a tiny piece of news, that can set the market in motion. But the fact that, we just saw Trump's inauguration and Trump coin and all of these things, executive orders, whatever. It would take something big, like a Bitcoin strategic reserve announcement or something, to set this bad boy in motion. If that doesn't happen, it very well may just slowly continue like this for a while, if not slowly trend downwards. It might just start to stabilize and go sideways for a little while, getting out of the structure and just allowing it to sustain itself for a little bit. And so right now, my general thought processes in crypto, the whole crypto market as a whole, is look, just don't do anything. Just relax, allow it to happen. This is a battle zone right now. The bulls and the bears are fighting. Let them fight, and whoever wins is what we're going to decide to do. If the market takes off, I'll take some profits. If the bears win and it goes down, I'll start dollar cost averaging. It's simple. I'm doing small dollar cost averages already, but I'm not doing anything big. When I say small, I'm talking about 1.5 to 2.5% position increases. These are tiny. That means if I have a $100 Bitcoin position, I'm adding $2 in. These are tiny purchases right now that I'm doing because I'm waiting for this market to make a decision. Some of the things that I did buy, I announced over in the school this morning. I did pick up a little bit of HBAR, a little bit of XLM, and a little bit of Ando. But again, these are tiny little purchases here that don't really change much, but they are just enough to make me feel good. I'm getting a little retail therapy in, right? And that's kind of just the thought process with what I'm going on. And so because of that, right, you're going to see me, that's going to kind of set the tone for the rest of the stream. The rest of the stream is going to consist of me saying, just wait. So I'm just warning you now. Okay. So when we look at something like Bitcoin is now on the top side of its range. I have redefined the range for the HMZ. As many of you know, I have something that I kind of just made up on the spot, but it's called the HMZ. It's called a high manipulation zone. This is a place where the lizard people come in and they start going absolutely bananas. They start forcing the market up and down, fake outs, breakouts, micro pumps, liquidity hunts, and much more. I mean, you're going to see this market moving in every which direction at every which moment. And that's just what's going to happen. Originally, we had it kind of plotted between 103 and 93,000 or 100,000 and 90,000. I have come to realize this is just a macro range. We have your wick out areas up here. You have your wick out areas down here. And this range right here is your HMZ. This is where the craziness is going to continue to happen. And until Bitcoin's price decides whether or not it's going to break out of this, I'm not doing much. It is giving us some decent signs, right? One of the indicators that I am working on right now isn't giving us many overbought signs right now here on the dailies. We are getting some here on the 4 hours, which is something to consider. We did get one back here, but we're not getting a ton. Obviously, someone did mention earlier that we do have this diamond formation, and I do see that. But again, these things aren't super reliable. So we are getting some signals that this market may try to give us a push out of here. But I think it's really just the crypto market trying to figure out whether or not it's going to clear this, like whether or not we're going to break out of this or not. And that's really just the game that we play. There is a massive risk right now that the crypto market is not able to do this. There is a massive risk right now that we see Bitcoin's price fall back to the downside, back towards the mid $95,000 to $90,000 level, and come back in this range. That is fine, and that is okay with me. It actually wouldn't bother me because history says that the longer we consolidate within a bull market, the longer the push upwards is. Now, I'm not sure if I could find it, so I'm not going to go looking for it. But we made a post for you guys not too long ago that highlighted some of the explosive results of consolidatory periods. In moments in which the market goes sideways, typically it is followed, and during a bull market, it is followed by pumps. I mean, let's just kind of highlight some of these, right? Look at these periods in which we go sideways and look what typically follows afterwards. Right? You see that, like during a bull market, generally speaking, you're going to get long periods of consolidation, then a pump. Consolidate, pump, consolidate, pump, consolidate. Hey, maybe we do go ahead and get a pump. And my whole strategy is I don't really leverage trade while we're consolidating. When we're in these consolidation periods, I don't do a bunch of leverage trading. I average and accumulate at the bottom, and I take some profits at the top. And then eventually, once we do break out, I'll open leverage trades. I'll trade that trend until the trend ends, and then I go back into my spot buying. That's kind of just my general strategy, and it's the way that I go about things, and it's what's worked for me. It's what's kept me in this market. It's kept me in the game for 2 or 3 cycles now. And so because of that, the way I see it and the way I look at it is that crypto's in a great spot. It's consolidating, it's sustaining, and that's what you want to see. What I need you all to remember is that history says that whenever we see catalysts, if we have a catalyst right here, this is general. Like, let's say this is Trump's inauguration, right? This is Trump's inauguration. What will generally happen is the market will do this and then this, right? Or maybe not so dramatic, right? Maybe bam, bam, right? Bam, bam, bam. This is usually what it looks like. And so the fact that we were able to go into these catalysts and start to see this market giving us some sideways movement means that it's starting to stabilize a little bit. And this is what opens the door for more institutional investment. This is what opens the door for mass adoption. These things are what open the door for these more sustainable pushes upwards. And this is what I like to see. If the market has to correct, I want to see it correct like this. I don't want to see it correct like this. Right? I'd rather see this. This is much better, and a lot of my people won't lose as much money in these moments. And so although you do have to be careful and you don't want to get caught in these little liquidity traps that happen in these, it is okay. And this is a great moment to be in. Now, moving a little bit forward, that does start to translate to Ethereum. And I'm not going to go super deep into detail on every single one, but I will just give you a general overview because the majority of cryptos look the same. So Ethereum is showing a little bit less strength than Bitcoin, but it is giving us some rather solid signs here. What you can see is that Ethereum is creating a descending channel, and descending channels have a history of breaking upwards. So that's what I expect from ETH at some point. I think that ETH at worst may come all the way back down towards $2,700. Although I'm not super sold that that's going to happen, it is a possibility. And so because of that, I'm just aware that we may see ETH give us one more move down. But even if that is the case, I do expect ETH to break to the top side of this, and I do think that ETH is going to try to make a move upwards. And so my strategy is to say, okay, if it hits this red line or below, I'll do some accumulating and I'll take some profits around the top side. Not a lot, just some. And if it eventually breaks out, well, then that is going to open the door for some sort of move upwards, and I think that's the move it's going to make. So the result is, well, just wait. Just let it play out. Buy when it's below this red line. Don't do anything when it's above it. And let's just wait for it to break out. Very simple stuff here, okay? Looking at something like Solana. Solana's a bit of a different story, okay? Solana's a bit of a different story. Solana just came back down, and it did give us a beautiful back test. Solana's in a battle right now. Solana's in a battle. I'm curious if we have any battle zones right here on the short term. We may not. Let me see. I want to see if we have any battle zones anywhere on top of us right now. No battle zones above us here on the 4 hours. And don't worry, guys, I will tell you about the battle zones later on. But what you can see here is that Solana actually came back down, and I'd actually like to pull up our hourlies because it's going to be a little bit clearer. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah. So we actually do have one battle zone sitting right around 270 on the hourly, but you can kind of see how this played out, right? Like we saw Solana's price come all the way back down here on the 4-hour charts, and let's load up here again. It takes a second to load, but what you can see is we came back down to this blue battle zone right now. We found some support. We use that support. Solana's trying to bounce back to the upside. Now, not only is this a battle zone, but as I showed you guys earlier, this is also, if I go back far enough, this is your 618 to 786 macro Fibonacci level from this swing high down to this swing low down here, this one. And so because of that, we had a beautiful point of support. It's trying to find a little bit of support there and use that to continue upwards. The question is whether or not it's going to be successful. That I don't know. Solana's primary reason that it pumped off of this key zone of support was because of this news that we got from Trump when it comes to AI. And so because of that, I wouldn't be betting for sure that Solana's about to just absolutely run up towards $300. I would be playing this a little bit safe. As I mentioned before, there is a battle zone right on top of us, like right on top of us at 270. So that's only $10, $13 away. So I would be a little bit careful. Right now, I would realistically just say is like, if we can see Solana give us a push back above 280, right, to 269, that does give us the ability to clear that micro golden zone as well as our battle zone up here. Look, let me get this pulled back up. We do have this battle zone that is going to sit right below this Fibonacci zone, right within that Fibonacci zone, actually. So because of that, I would let Solana go a little bit longer. I don't think this is the best time to be buying. I'm going to be super honest. And that doesn't mean it can't run. There is just a lot of resistance above us, and it doesn't have any huge catalysts, and the market is falling a little bit. And in moments like this, you just got to understand that it's pretty dang on risky. And so For Solana, I'm not really curious. I'm not really interested in buying. Like I said, I did take a little bit of profits off Sol at $284 as I announced over in the school. I can't remember what day that was. Yeah, on the 19th, I closed 10% of my entire Solana position at $281, sorry, which was right around this level right up here. And so because of that, I'm kind of just letting this bad boy play out a little bit. I'm not super interested in buying some Solana right now. So we'll just take a little bit of time. We'll give this one a little bit of time to cook a bit before we make another move. Now, looking at Sui, Sui is putting up a fight, man. I mean, Sui is giving it the best fight that it possibly can. What you can see here is, and I've told you this pretty consistently, that Sui is in this ascending channel right here, and those things are scary to me. You know, ascending channels are very hard to maintain. They are very, very difficult to hold, and so because of that, the fact that Sui was in one was a little bit concerning. I'm going to be super honest with you guys, and it has seemingly broken out of it, right? Because prior, the ascending channel was this white line, but Sui did establish this little green zone as some sort of little wick zone, which is a place where you'll wick into, and we're still wicking on the weekly, I believe. And so when I look at something like Sui, everything says to me that it very well might fall back towards $3.93 to $4. And so right now with Sui, I'm not super interested in buying. I took profit in both of these orange boxes right here, one on the 10th and one on the 5th. And I know I showed you guys that yesterday. So, you know, I'm not going to harp on it too much, but you can see what I'm talking about. Like, I did go on and I closed down 3% of my entire Sui bag right here, and then a little bit, I think 5% right up here. And so with that in mind, I'm not ready to reinvest in a Sui. I want to see if it's going to lose this ascending level of support or not. And then I'll go from there. Again, there's a chance that all it does is find support down here, build up some sort of little support right around 425, and ascend it back into the zone. And that would be great, because if so, that means we're going to get another run in here, and I'll take a little bit of profits towards the top side. I think it'll run probably anywhere from $6 to $7. So yeah, I think we'll be in a decent spot, but I just need to see that. I need to see the decision that it's going to make right here. Are we going to hold support or not? And right now it's not looking great, but obviously only time can tell. Only time can tell. Now, going a little bit forward. Okay, give me one sec. Going a little forward here, we have XLM. XLM is looking pretty good. I did dollar cost average a tiny amount on XLM just this morning. Tiny DC at 43 cents. And the reason that I did that is quite simply just because it is trying to backtest. I don't know if this is going to hold or not, so it's a tiny dollar cost average. I'm talking tiny, like 1% of my bag increase. But I'm just going to go for it. I did a tiny little buy here. What we saw is that XLM came out of here, broke out, sustained the breakout, set the higher high here. As you can see, the macro higher high, and now it's trying to complete, you know, some sort of macro back test before trying to continue upward. So because of that, I was like, you know what? Look, there's a lot of resistance up here, so this is a risky purchase, but I'm going to take that risk, and I'm just buy a little bit and just see what happens, just for funsies, to be honest. The whole game right now for XLM is, does it hold support or not? Once we can see whether it holds support or not, then we'll know exactly where it's going. So I'm not going to even try to make a prediction. I got no idea, but I am watching this closely to see what happens at the support level before I make my next move. ADA, very simple stuff here. I actually may pick up a little bit of ADA today if its price does pull back a little bit more towards that 95 or so region. The reason being is because ADA it's trying to create descending structure now. Like, you can kind of just see that formation that's trying to be created. And I think that is actually doing a pretty good job. We do keep running into this battle zone up here on the dailies, and that is kind of what's forcing ADA's price down a little bit. So, you know, it is struggling a little bit, but overall it is holding up well. I don't believe we're getting any overbought signals, any battle signals. Yeah, we haven't gotten any more battle signals here since we were back here. So, I mean, I think we're in a pretty damn good spot. I think ADA's gotten a good correction. Maybe at worst, it needs to push down one more time, right? Maybe at worst, we need to get some sort of three-wave correction to the downside in which it falls anywhere from 70 to 75 cents. And if that is the case, that is the case. But I do think ADA is actually trying to prepare itself for another move upwards. And so if we hit this red line, I'll do some purchasing. If we go below the red line, I'll do some purchasing. But right now, I'm just kind of waiting to see if it does fall back down there or not. Absolutely, Aaron. Yeah, absolutely. I try my best to just keep you guys as updated as possible, and it helps me out a lot. I need to stay updated on things. I need to stay updated on this market, and this is how my way of catching up, you know. HBAR is in another similar position as XLM. HBAR has actually done a fantastic job. The market kind of, I think HBAR was going to make a bit more of a run there. It did open up that door to 54 to 45 cents, so I am pretty optimistic about it, but I think it could have done a little bit of a better job. But what you can see is HBAR has completed that 3-step process. The breakout, of course, no back test, which is a little spooky, no back test, but we got the breakout, we got the higher high, we cleared the golden zone. Now all we're doing right now that we've seen the 3-step confirmation is we're coming back down and we're trying to build support. It just opened the door for HBAR to get to 45 cents to 54 cents. Now it's trying to build up a support level that it can use to continue upwards. And so my game plan right now with HBAR is I'm doing a little bit of purchasing, tiny stuff, guys. Again, like I said here, tiny dollar cost averages here, right around 32 cents. And if it continues a little bit lower, maybe even back to retest this and finally get that back test, I'll do a little bit bigger of a purchase right here because I think HBAR is in a pretty good spot. And I think maybe it's going to give us that move upwards. So HBAR is in a good spot. The whole game plan right now is see if this support holds. And if not, probably coming back down towards 27 cents to back test this channel, at which point we need to see if that holds. So kind of a waiting game for HBAR as well. SHIB, I told you guys in the last stream, SHIB's in a spot where it feels to me like it's going to come back to 189. So I'm just kind of waiting on SHIB to see if it comes back to retest that previous low there. In terms of battle zones, yeah, we keep running into the battle zone. I mean, battle zone rejection. The bulls keep losing there. I would assume on the 15 minutes, we're also probably getting some sort of harsh rejections off those battle zones as well. Yeah, I mean, you can, let me see if our battle signals are going off. Yeah, our battle signals keep going off every single time we're hitting that. So to me, although we are getting some on the bottom side right now, not super interested in what I'm seeing from SHIB right now, especially because we keep running into that battle zone. I want to see us come back. And it's going to need to find some support to be able to clear it because it's just struggling to right now. All right. Pepe, very similar as ADA. It does keep struggling at its own daily battle zone. You can see, look, battle zone there. So it is struggling a little bit, especially within this descending structure. But my game plan is rather simple, guys. Again, I'm just doing the same old same. I'm just going to dollar cost average into this bad boy anytime it hits this white line. Let me make it a red line just so you can kind of see it. Or maybe it makes more sense to make it a green line, right? Yeah, I'll do a little bit of purchase because that's where I buy it. I'll do a little bit of purchasing anytime it hits this green line or below. I do think Pepe is going to have a run at some point, and so because of that, I'll just keep doing it. I am aware this may go on for a while, so I'm not doing big purchases at all, right? Because we saw it back here. I mean, Pepe has tendencies of going into these things for a very long time, and it might fall another 30% before we see a push. But I'm like, who cares? I'll just buy a little bit. My Pepe bag is not gigantic, to say the least. It is pretty decently sized. And so happy to do a little dollar cost averaging, a little tiny 1% increase purchases here as we do hit that green line or lower. Very simple stuff. Just waiting for the breakout eventually to happen here for Pepe. Nothing until then. XRP's in a pretty good spot. Kind of looking at it. It does seem as if it is battling. Man, these daily battle zones, dude, they're so good. What we can see here, give me the battle zone again. Yeah. Let me remove these. Yeah, so what we can see here is XRP is at this new battle zone that is created. It is struggling at it a little bit, as you can tell. And it's trying to decide whether it's going to be able to clear it or not. It came back down. We saw XRP's price come back, retest, try to flip that previous point of resistance into some support. And so the whole game for XRP right now is, do we hold support and continue up past this battle zone, push up towards that new high or not? And that does align very well with what we're seeing with total market cap, right? I think that if we see the total market cap of crypto pushing above this little micro battle zone as well as the golden Fibonacci zone, I think we're going to see that in alignment with XRP's price pushing up past its own little micro battle zone right here. So to me, it's just like, yeah, let's just kind of wait and let's just wait and see, right? Let's just kind of wait and see what happens here. See how it plays out. I'm not really doing anything on XRP right now. It is giving us some very strong signals, I would say. I would almost be willing to go down to some of the smaller time frames and see if we're getting any bull signals going off. We're getting a couple, not a ton, meaning that we're not seeing like heavy corrections to the downside. We're getting a few. That's on the 10-minute. I would probably have to fall all the way down to, yeah, we're not getting a ton. We're not getting a ton. So that means that we are still seeing, the bulls aren't really stepping in full effect. We're not really getting huge overbought or oversold periods here. So to me, it's like, it's kind of just like, like, well, let's just wait it out and kind of see what happens. Not super duper confident, but I do like that wick right there. That wick is looking pretty good because it did kind of come back down. Look right there. We did come back into this range and we did a wick, meaning the bull stepped in immediately right there. So to me, it's like, let's just see how this plays out with XRP before I'm doing anything too sporadic. If XRP does come back down and start falling under 293, 294 again, that would be rather problematic. And it would make me think that we're probably going to see some sort of little move back towards these key levels, like anywhere from 270 to 250. So for XRP, I'm just kind of in a wait. I'm just gonna wait. I'm just gonna sit back and wait and kind of watch and just see what happens. Jasmine still in the descending channel. Strategy is very simple. Do some purchasing when it's about 50% or lower. Not there yet, so not doing anything right now. Bonk. Okay. All right, what's Bonk up to? Is that a battle zone? Let's see. Yep, so we do have a battle zone sitting right above us. We have a couple zones sitting right above us, quite frankly, for Bonk here. Yeah, Bonk's struggling a lot. I would definitely be looking for Bonk to start getting some daily closes above like 36 before really getting too into it. There is a means to believe that we are trying to create some sort of like wonky, ugly, Gary Gensler looking head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders pattern here, but we're not quite there yet. So I'm definitely would be in a pause mode for Bonk right here. I wouldn't be too confident in this thing until it clears 36 because it does get us above this battle zone and it gives us above this green line. So, which is just pure resistance. So yeah, I'd be waiting on Bonk right now a little bit. And do you guys see what I mean? Like, I'll keep going for a few more minutes, but I think you guys are starting to understand the market is just at a pause. The market's in a pause moment right now, and it's trying to decide, what are we going to do? Are we going to rally or are we not? Is it waiting for Bitcoin strategic reserve news to move? Maybe, right? Maybe the market's just waiting to see if that does happen. If it doesn't, maybe it starts to roll over, right? Maybe we start to see this market pull back. And that's just what this market's doing, guys. It's just in a pause. It's in a delay. It's in a slowdown. Somebody put slime on the runway. It's just not running like you want it to in order to catch some momentum. And so because of that, you just need to wait it out. And most cryptos that we'll look at in a second here, you'll start to notice the same thing. I saw someone ask about Turbo. Shout out to you, Fat Don Talk. Okay, shout out to you. I do appreciate the super chat. I have said this a couple times. I'm not super in the know about Turbo. I do like it. I did buy a little bit of it a while back because a buddy of mine, Lewis from the Money and I YouTube channel, he was talking about it a ton. It sounded pretty interesting. It sounded like they had good guy branding and stuff going on. So I did purchase a little bit. I haven't really looked at it or bought any since then. I don't think it's done too much since then. So I do have it. I do own it. I do hold it, but I don't know a ton about it. I'm going to be super honest with you there. Okay. Okay. Let's look at a couple more here. Okay, surprised render isn't moving today, to be honest, especially with the AI news and especially with the fact that it is a soul-based crypto, I believe. Maybe I'm misremembering that. But render's definitely been underperforming a little bit, and that's something to take into account. I'm almost considering rotating a little bit of my render bag into some of these other AI plays, and not because I don't believe in render. It's just not running in times where it should. And that's where the concern comes from. It's just not really running in times where it should. So to me, it's a balance, right? It's a question, because question one is like, okay, well, is it a sleeping giant, right? Is it, how do I say this? Like, is it just not having its turn yet? Or is it there are better options? Right? Because do you guys remember how like in 2021, there were things like Litecoin, right? And we're like, all right, Litecoin's going to get its moment. And it just never really did because there were just better options out there. I'm starting to question it a little bit. And obvious is market cap, the AI agent space or the AI space was kind of picked up a lot recently within the AI agent world. And that is something to take into account. It just is a little bit like, that's insane. Rendent. Anyway, it's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm going to hold it for a little bit longer, but I'm going to need some signs of life from it soon. Here. I'm curious if we've gotten any signals at all. 4 hour. We did get the 4 hour buy signals flashing here. The battle buy signals. We did get the 1 hour battle buy signals going off as well. So we are seeing these buy signals going off as we are hitting support levels. So that it is something to consider. I'll keep an eye on it, but yeah. Okay. Let's look at Tara's not doing too much today. Let's look at Ando. Ando looking juicy. I actually did buy a little bit more Ando this morning. I've been buying a good bit of Ando, honestly. I put it over in the school. I did a small DC on Ando at $1.39. I did another one this morning at $1.30. I did my very first Ando purchase back here at $1.26. So my average cost is probably right around $1.30, if I had to guess. So I was super late to the party, not gonna lie. But I feel like this is a decent time. Like I saw it for the first time as it was making this run, like right here as it was building up, and then bam, and I was like, oh shit, I was late. Then it's giving us this pullback. I mean, what is that? Like 37, 40%. So to me, it's like, okay, well, we have the descending structure. We broke out of it. We're trying to back test right now. It's trying to hold support. We obviously had that little inverted head and shoulder signal or pattern going off here. Did we get any battle buy signals down there? I'm curious. Yeah, we got 3 battle buy signals on the 4 hour, which the last time that happened was actually back here before this big run. We got these battle buy signals right here. And so I think it's in a decent spot. I'm sure it has some battle zones in front of it. Yeah, we have. I mean, kind of. We have a battle zone below us, but we have a battle zone way up here, like $1.62. So I think Ando has a decent chance of trying to back test and hold this support, and at some point trying to make another run here. So because of that, I'm like, yeah, I think I like it. I like it. I think $1.30. I think I'll be pretty happy with this purchase. I am taking a bit of a gamble. Opening new positions during a bull market is obviously something I don't particularly like to do. But I like it. We're just gonna see what happens. Yeah, I did a little bit of dollar cost averaging on Ando this morning. Okay, gotta be a scam. I wonder what he's talking about. So someone said, so Tyler, tell us about the crypto school. Yeah, you guys know I was going to shill it at some point anyway. So I'll just tell you about it real quick. The crypto school is something that we have. We have some very big news coming forward actually pretty soon. But the crypto school is just a place where I post a lot of my thoughts and insights. We have over 10 coaches in there who are doing classes, workshops, live streams, and much more. And our mission is quite simple. What we do is we take crypto investors, we give them courses, coaching, classes, live streams, workshops, signals, research, Q&As, and much more to help them refine their strategies, because strategies are where you can truly generate gains. And I'm talking about real gains. For example, if we go look at how things have gone since just in the last 24 hours, you can look at what the community's been up to. The community has been absolutely printing gain after gain after gain after gain over and over. I'm scrolling from just yesterday. So think about the fact that the market didn't do much over the last 24 hours and look at all those gains that they generated. And some lessons there were some losses. Don't get me wrong. There were some losses, not a ton, but some losses. And when we lose in this community, we talk about what we did that caused us to lose, right? We don't hide losses. We accept losses. We learn from them. And the best part about all of this, guys, starts as little as $5 a month, and you get your money back guaranteed if you don't learn anything. The link is down below. I did just open up 2 executive tier spots today. Surprise, surprise. They are $100 a month, so feel free to go read all of this down below. But there's a premium membership and general membership as well, so feel free to go check that out down below if you all are interested. Now, while we are on the shilling spree, I will also let you know that if you do want to check out my link to CoinW down below, that will be available for you there as well. You can earn up to $30,000 in rewards and incentives if you do sign up today. And one really cool bonus that I have for you guys right now is that if you open a futures account with my CoinW link down below, which let me actually look, let me go in, let me add that to the description right now so you guys can get that. Give me 1 second. I'm adding it to the description now. Boom. I want you to sign up on that link if you're interested. If you do sign up, they're going to give you a $50 bonus to start trading with if you just open an account, and $50 when you take your first trade. So you can get up to $100 in bonuses just today if you start going. So feel free to go check that out. Again, I will link that down below if you all are interested. But yeah, so that's the school. That's CoinW. And again, I will show my Twitter as well at Tyler Crypto Talk if you do want to go check it out. But shilling spree now over. Sorry. So yeah, so that's what we got going on there. That's kind of where crypto's at. And I think you guys are starting to get the hint, right? Crypto's in a waiting period. It's in a calm down, consolidating period, a sustaining period. I'm rhyming. I'm on fire, dude. But you get the point, right? We're really just trying to see what decision this crypto market's going to make. You know, a lot of the times the mistake that I see so many new investors make is that, oh, also, by the way, if you are in the school, let them know how you feel about it in the chat. Anyway, but the thing about it is, guys, it's just kind of like, the mistake I see so many new people make is that they try to rush it, right? In periods like this, people just try to rush it too much, and they want to take trades, and they want to be buying on days like today and selling or shorting and longing, and you just shouldn't be, right? Sometimes you just need to wait and watch. You know, it seems like people who are newer to crypto think that, like, you know, YouTubers or influencers or analysts have these crystal balls where they can tell what direction the market's going to break out. And I got news for you. We don't. At the end of the day, all we do is we wait for decisions to be made in terms of price and market structure, and then we base what we're going to do off of that. And on moments like this where we don't know if resistance is going to break or not, we just sit back and wait. And I love days like this. You know, I can go outside, I can play in the freaking snow, and I've never seen snow before in my entire life, so it's been super fun. We made 2 snowmans. Don't judge me. You know, like, we can do stuff like that, or I can learn. I'm brushing up on my Elliots wave theory. You know, for example, I have a freaking indicator that we're launching very soon here, which is the battle zone and battle buy signals. And look, like, I can work on like I've been developing and working on this for the last, 7 or 8 weeks or so because it's a better version of my previous indicator. And what it does is it shows you where there are battle zones. So where, if you're going up to a blue box, you're about to run into a battle where the bears are going to try to stop it. If you're going down to a blue box, you know that the bulls are going to try to stop it, right? So these are battle zones and these are buy signals and sell signals. So whenever you have your battle zones in alignment with your buy and sell signals, you know that there's a possible reversal. So you see how we hit this battle zone as we were going down, and then we started getting buy signals, and then the price reversed. Well, look at what happened previously. You see how we had this moment we worked up towards this battle zone, we got the sell signals, and then it dropped off a cliff there, and then we pumped, we came back up, ran into this battle zone, we got the sell signal, and then it dumped there. That's what I've been working on, and days like today allow me to go in and refine the coding and refine some of the different indicators and the confluences and some of the settings, like do things like that on days like today. And this isn't public. I'm not chilling. You guys can't access this right now. You will eventually, but do things like that on days today. Like learn, go educate, go have fun, spend time with your family. You've just been staring at a screen for 10 days in preparation for Trump's inauguration. Go have some fun, right? Like, that's what I like. And I like days like today. So overall, that's kind of where we are in the market. We are about 50 minutes in. And so I do want to get into the Q&A portion of today's video. And so what I want you guys to do is what's up, homie? How's it going? That's a crazy name. What I want you to do is I want you to leave some questions in the chat, and we are going to like we're just going to answer some questions. We're going to answer for the next 10 15 minutes. Leave some questions in the chat. We're going to wrap it up. I'm going to go build some kid snowmen for my big snowmen. Here, look, let me show you pictures. While you guys are leaving questions in the chat, I want to show you a picture because I'm proud of it. My wife is from Michigan, so she knew what she was doing. Tyler Hill didn't, but check us out. Look, watch. Look, our little snowmen. So we're gonna build the kid versions of the snowmen. So we got to go do that. And then yeah, we're just gonna have a chill day, guys. And that's it. It's super exciting. I love this. That is a crazy comment, Cody Hall. Oh my god. Alrighty. I'll have fun when I'm rich. No, you won't. It doesn't matter how much money you'll make. You'll never be satisfied. So just enjoy the moment while you're in it. Trust me. Trust me. Trust me. You'll never be satisfied. Alrighty. All right. I got something to show you guys. I'll be right back. Give me 30 seconds. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We in the lizard lair, baby. Hold on. Oh yeah, we got a new podcasting area, the lizard lair, baby. This is the only place in all of crypto that is safe from the lizard people. The only place in crypto that is safe from the lizard people. This is the only place you can go in all of crypto where those weird, fondly lizard people can't get to you. Nah, jokes. I just been working on this new little area. I wanted to have like a new little setup where I can record more like podcast videos. I have another sign that's gonna go up whenever I'm actually trying to be serious. But whenever I'm not being serious, we're gonna have the Lizard Lair sign up. And yeah, it's super fun. It's kind of a spot. I don't have lizard people are absolutely real. Um, um, I don't have like a desk in front of me or anything. It's just like more wide open, and I get a little bit more air because it gets so hot over there. Lick's eyeballs is insane. So yeah, the only bad thing is I forgot to make this account a moderator, so I can't put the questions on the screen right now. That's a little irritating, and I don't know how to change that. I don't know how to avoid that. But one thing that maybe I can do here, look, I'm gonna try this. Leave your questions down below. I'm gonna be jumping into your questions in about 1 minute. Okay, so make sure you leave your questions down below right now. Tell me what you think about the lizard layer. I have an idea. I just don't know if it's gonna work. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Boom. There we go. All right. Cool. I can make it work. All right. Let's see. Are you buying Trump? Probably not. No, I just don't. The Trump coin itself irritates me so much. I just don't want to buy it. To be honest, let me get my water on. Ugh, yeah, the Trump coin irritates me so much because I just think it was such a bad move for crypto. That I just don't really want to buy it. I just don't want to be a part of it. It might spend. Don't get me wrong. It might make a lot of people a lot of money. I'm happy just missing the boat because it equally also might not. It's the only meme coin backed by a president of the United States, and probably will do well, and maybe I'll stop being bitter and I'll just buy it. I just think it wasn't a good look. I just don't think I think it was a step in the wrong direction, so I just don't want any of it, to be honest. Like I said, it's gonna make some people a lot of money. It'll make some people a lot of money, I'm sure. I'm sure, and I already know people. I know one guy from the school who made a 16,000% gain on it. So I'm not saying it's a bad thing to buy. If you want to buy it, buy it. I'm just not. I don't want to. I don't know. It's just something weird, and I'm just bitter. I'm just a little bitter because I think people are not going to take the crypto world as serious. There's just bad timing. Like we just had the Haley Welsh Hawk girl scam her entire audience by crypto scam. That was all over the news, and now you're going to release a meme coin as the president, like right before inaugurations, but then not talk about. I don't know. It's just I don't know. Anyway, I'm not going to go on a rant about it, but yeah. Okay. Uh, uh, is this a little, this is the first time this setup. So I need to kind of fine tune it a little bit, I guess. How does this sound? Not better. Okay. All right. All right. We'll work on that later. We will work on that later. I don't know why that was doing that. It's okay. I wonder what it sounded like. I'll go rewatch the stream and I'll work on it. It's okay. All right. All right. I wonder what it sounded like. I'm curious. All right, let's see. Are you still bullish on SHIB? Yeah, I'm still bullish on SHIB. Just the short term, the short term's looking a little bit too sketchy for me. The short term's looking a little too sketchy for me. I just don't. I talked about it earlier. Go rewind that video. I think SHIB has a lot of reason to fall another couple percentages before it starts trying to find some support. So just give it. I'm gonna give that one some time, but macro SHIB will do fine. Once we're in an if slash when we're in some sort of altcoin season, SHIB will do perfectly fine. Gotcha. So it was good. What do you think about VThor and all of VeChain in general? I don't know much about VeChain. I did see it yesterday. I saw it pumping and jumping a lot. I saw obviously they had some sort of partnership with Upbit, and obviously that's huge in the South Korean area. But I haven't really looked into it. I'm gonna be super honest with you. Sounded like a lizard. Oh my goodness, did we get infiltrated? Regarding an indicator, do you code them in any particular programming language? Do you interact with the TradingView API for that? By the way, I love your lizard setup. Well, thank you so much, Andre. I don't go in and I'm not the one who's coding them. I have a developer who helps me with everything. I give them all the ideas, I fine tune the settings, and I do that. So I honestly don't know. I've come to recognize if I'm not good at something, I just don't do it. And I don't know if that's a bad thing or not. But I just have a developer and he helps me out. That is the reason I wanted to make this indicator free. That was the game plan. It's just not feasible. Like to be able to uphold all of the programming and obviously some of the different APIs and stuff that we talked about, it's just almost impossible. But it is going to be very, 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 very cheap. Like probably less than $10 a month. So but yeah, and I have to pay the developer. Solana is the only one you can trust. I wouldn't agree with that. Is it Wiggy that I live 3 hours west of Sydney to you? Hold on. Is it Wiggy that I live 3 hours west of Sydney to you? I don't even know what that means. I'm going to be super honest. I don't know what that means. All right. What portion of your portfolio would you always keep in cash stable coins? And would you ever have all your money in crypto? I would never in my whole life have all of my money in crypto. I just don't think it's a good idea. And I usually keep, I wonder if you're talking about portfolio or net worth. I have about 15% of my entire net worth in cash right now. I have about 85% of my, okay, so my net worth is broken down about 15% cash, 75%, no, 65% investments, and then 20% in like, just stuff that I have. Like, well, no, actually, because if you include the watch collection. So like 90% of my net worth is in cash or investments. 10% of my net worth is in like the cars and stuff like that. When it comes to crypto, I have probably 1/3 of my crypto portfolio I have in cash. So for example, that means if hypothetically I had a $300 crypto portfolio, I have $100 of cash. So I have a lot of cash, but I stack cash during bull markets. That's just what I do. I dump cash during bear markets and stack it during bull markets. This is kind of my strategy. Okay, got you. Well, I answered that for you. Okay, okay. Yeah, that's crazy work. Honestly, like I don't even want to get into like some like crazy story or anything right now, but like how far YouTube can take you is so odd, especially considering I actually only started this YouTube channel to document my growth as a stock investor, so I could go look back and see the lessons I learned. Now, 5 years later, here we are. Crazy stuff. Man, I wonder why that microphone over there was doing that. I'm sorry, I'm still thinking about it. Like, damn, I wonder why it did that. I'm gonna go rewatch the stream and figure out how to fix it because I want to hang out over there. But whatever. What do you drive? I drive a C8 Corvette, Stingray, and then my wife drives a GLC 300E Mercedes, a 2025. Let's see. Do you only trade? No, I mostly don't trade, actually. 90% of my entire portfolio is just in spot DCA bags. I trade with 10% of my portfolio, but I don't trade super often, especially not anymore. Yeah, I trade during trends and impulses, and I just don't trade during consolidation periods, which we basically spend 90% of the time in consolidation periods. Jose, stop that. Find another YouTuber who told you to buy Solana at $12. Except for Invest Answer. Shout out to him. I'd love to be on the Invest Answer stream one day. That's a goal of mine, by the way. All right, Lizards wants to go to the Lizard Lair. That's because I'm more comfortable there. All right. Does CLV have another push up today? I'm not sure. My average for Dogecoin buys 39 cents. Once it breaks even, would you transfer into XRP? Seems like a far better upside. I would agree that XRP probably has a better upside, but I would be careful. Are you doing it because you think it's a better upside, or are you doing it because you're chasing the XRP hype? Which one? 100%. Oh, yeah. We're going to see a 20 to 30% correction to the market at some point. It's going to happen. People can tell you that it's not going to happen anymore. Every bull market I've been in, people have said this one's different, that we're not going to have a bear market, and we've had a bear market. It's going to happen. You just got to lock in. It's going to suck. Homie, I give up asking some questions like a spammer in the last 3 questions. Oh, wait, hold on. David. What did David ask? Let's see. Are you bullish on Jasmine? I am bullish on Jasmine. Jasmine's not giving me the signs of life that I've been looking for. So I'm not very bullish on Jasmine, but I am bullish on Jasmine in general. Yeah, I think so. I did some TA on Cardano earlier. Go check that out. Ada. ETH sucks. I would agree. ETH sucks, but it's important. Also, I got a question up. Andre, what did Andre ask? Let's see. Go ahead and ask it again. I'll notice it. Any thoughts on SEI? Not really. Honestly, I've seen it a bunch of times. I have not had a chance to look at it. I'm going to be super honest with you. I'm so sorry. If you had 1,000 to put into crypto, would you put in top 30 coins or would you go a little riskier? No, I would absolutely put it in the top 30 coins. And it's not even a question. I would put 95% of it in top 30 coins and 5% it into smaller ones. I mean, in school, I thought you just traded instead of holding actual coins. Oh, no. I basically always DCA. 10% of the time with 10% of my money I'm trading. Y'all want some, I want some Wingstop so bad right now. I know that's so random, but I feel disgusting. It is 9:20 in the morning and I am craving Wingstop. Anyway, traditional 4-year cycle may or may not get broken, but there still would be a 100%. 100%. Completely agreed. Great point, Dom. Shout out Dom, by the way. Dom's one of my favorite people ever. Do you think Bonk can hit a 25 billion market cap this run? I think you can hit. It could, but there's a lot of competition in the meme space and many blockchains. I don't know. I don't know. What do you think of Aerodrome? I honestly haven't looked at Aerodrome. I've seen it. It's another one I've seen a bunch of times. I just haven't had a chance to look into it. I don't really look at new stuff that much these days, and that is going to set me behind, especially as a YouTuber. So I need to lock in and stay on top of these trends because I feel like I always miss them because I've been so busy. So yeah, I'll check it soon. Shout out to you, David. I like Supra. I like Supra a lot. I need to look back into Supra. I knew it was going to pull back a little bit off that launch because they always do. But now that it's kind of pulled back a bit, I need to check it out. No. Popeye's chicken sandwich. Man, shout out to 2020. I like Algo. I don't love it, but I like it. By the time, I just want to shout out to Connor Kinney. Thanks to him, I found your channel in the school. I'm planning to sign up soon. Shout out to you, homie. Welcome in. I have some huge news for you very soon about the school and Connor, so stay tuned for that. Nah. No, so maybe some subway today. But the problem is it's 9 degrees outside and all of our roads and all of our businesses are closed because I live about as south in the United States as you can get for the most part. So basically everything's closed. So I'm just going to be eating from the house today. But I want Wingstop so bad. Where you think we are as far as like media attention to spare? What do you think we are at? I honestly don't know. I can give you a good guess though. I can give you a guess. Let me go. I think I posted that on Twitter earlier. Yeah. Hold on. I would guess we're somewhere around here. If I hate the fact that it looks like this because this isn't what it actually looks like. Like there are so many pumps and dumps. There are these cycles within this. I think we're somewhere around here. Like somewhere around here. I think we're getting very close to the end. One hard push. If Bitcoin sends it to 160K, I'll be pretty convinced we're at the top. Something like that. No. I'm not moving the vet for a couple of days for sure. My sign-up coins are still blocked on BTCZ. Is that normal? I can see the number of coins, but $0 not able to trade them. And that does not sound normal to me. I don't know. I don't have any on BTCC, but that doesn't sound normal. I would reach out to customer support. If you can't, email me, and I'll try to figure it out for you. How long will you hold your Ando, and what are you expecting? How will it perform? Also, keep up the good work, bro. Love from Australia. Join the crypto vault. It's great. Well, shout out to you, Stefan. I'm much appreciated, homie. And Ando, I don't know how long I'm going to hold it. It really just depends on what happens, but I do think Ando's going to hit 250 at some point. Maybe this cycle, maybe not. I would think this cycle, but there's a possibility it doesn't, I suppose. I think Ando reasonably can get to like 260 to 330. So I'll probably sell a lot of Ando around here for a solid 2 to 3x, 200, 300% gain. I'm going to make fun of you a little bit. Okay, listen. I'm going to make fun of you a little bit. Okay. I do it in a very loving way. I'm doing this in a loving way because you need to learn. Okay, you need to learn. But I am going to make fun of you because you call me stupid. So I have to make fun of you a little bit. So, we just answered the question. Where do I think we are in this cycle? Right? Okay. We're answering the question just now. Where do I think we are in the bull market? I said, I think that we are somewhere around greed in the bull market, in the whole bull market. And I got called stupid because the crypto fear and greed index is in greed, which is also funny. But 2, the crypto fear and greed index is an hourly and daily index. This is a very short-term index. This is how people feel in the short term. I'm talking about the long term. So we just gotta, maybe we learn a little bit more before we comment. Anyway, sorry. I just had to make fun of you a little bit because that was not nice. And you said something kind of dumb. Anyway. Okay, what we got? Tyler, have you heard about Flare? I'm so bullish. Is that? No, that's not. What's the ticker? I looked into one the other day, but I don't think it was Flare, but it sounds familiar. Is that? It's not FLR, is it? What is FLR? I looked into, yeah, it is Flare. Oh yeah, I like it. I did a very base surface level analysis of it and I like it a lot. I just haven't had time to really dive more into it yet. Okay. Would you ever buy a coin if it started pumping, or you only buy them? No, I buy cryptos when they pump. I bought some Ando yesterday at like $1.39 while it was pumping. I'm fine with it. I don't do big purchases in the green, but I'll do some small buys in the red, in the green, no problem. Um, name. That's what I'm saying, bro. I could have just been nice to you about it, but how to know when to take profits? Any idea? 10x's are possible in large caps. Take profits slowly, casually, gradually along the way. Stop waiting for don't wait for one specific moment to take profits. I'm just, I don't want to say that because my lawyers get pissed when I say it, but just, it doesn't need to be black and white. You can slowly take profits along the way. If you go up 30%, take a little profit. You go up 30%, take a little profit. Go up 15%, take a little profit. Take profit along the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to slap you this in. You don't need to wait for it to be up 100% to take all your profits. Just take them gradually, casually along the way. On really green days, just take some profits. Doesn't have to be too complicated. All right. Because look at all the media attention. Bro, we are probably where you said we are, because look at all the media attention crypto is getting. It's all over the place. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I recently experienced a 300% gain on XCN. Do you think it's still going to run? Hard to tell, but I would be taking profits if I go up on 300. I have a decent amount of Ando. Not a huge bag, but a decent amount. How should I join your school? I'm from India. We should have some options for you on February 1st when we do our merge over to Kajabi. Literally heard high schoolers talking about crypto, and I was waiting for some Pokemon cards. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. No, that's not a dumb question at all. DCA means dollar cost average. And what dollar cost average means is, instead of just throwing all of your money into crypto at once, what you do is you take some of your money and you put it in on like a red day. Then you take a little bit more the next day and put a little bit in. And maybe the next week you put a little more in. And you're dollar cost averaging in. That's what people say, right? You're just slowly laddering your way into a position rather than just buying it all at once. That's called dollar cost averaging. That's not dumb at all. I like ETH. ETH just kind of sucks. And I did a little TA on ETH earlier, so go check that out. Should we expect alts to increase in price once Bitcoin starts dropping in price? No, I wouldn't expect that. Not at this period of the market. Are you afraid of higher interest rates in the short term in US or Japan? I'm not afraid of it. I don't really foresee why they would do that. We did get pretty good inflation data coming in the last 2 weeks ago or something like that. If that happens, that would suck, honestly, but I don't think so. Drink your water. I know you haven't drank enough today. Drink some. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Drink some water. Where do you think Cardano goes? I think Cardano will probably push towards $2 again at some point. I get a little obnoxious. I'm just going to warn you, but I do try my best. Whenever I'm at least doing analysis, I try to be objective. But I will get a little obnoxious here. I'm not going to lie. I'm pissed, bro. I want to go sit in my lizard lair. I wish I could figure it out. I have no idea why I did that. It's probably plugged into a bad port or something. I don't know, dude. That computer sucks that I have. I need another MacBook. Anyway. All right. How do you base your profit taking strategy? Basically, no, I do it on anything. Sometimes this is how I feel. I took profits off Solana a week ago, just because of what was happening with Trump coin. I was like, that's stupid. And so I just took profits on Solana. But sometimes XRP, for example, will hit a Fibonacci extension level, and then I sell some because it is hitting TA. So I'm going to refine my taking profit and entry and exit strategies very soon here, but I definitely need to work on it a little bit more. It's just more of a feeling sometimes. It's just more of a feeling. And you'll get to that point. I had a lot of more strict rules back whenever I first started, but now that I've been in the market for a couple cycles, it's just just kind of tell. You can kind of just tell this is a good time to buy and this is a good time to sell. So what do you recommend instead of Render? Because I had some and I'm tired of it, but I want to hold some AI coin for long term. Just diversify it across a couple of them. Maybe throw in a little AI 16s, a little virtuals. They're both pulled back a little bit. Or maybe, go a little bit higher, right? Just kind of check out CoinGecko. Pull up that list type in on Google AI cryptos by market cap CoinGecko. And it'll give you a whole list of them. Just go check them out. Green means we are at a level between 85 for... Astral Dreamer, you call me stupid and you're saying things that aren't true. And it's just bothering. You're getting under my skin. I'm just joking. It's not. I love you. All right, just got to finish strong, Tyler. Absolutely, baby. Let's get it. What do you think about VThor token, especially after yesterday's pump? Where do you think? I have no idea. Honestly, I couldn't tell you where I think it's going. It did get some good news, but the news it got wasn't gigantic news, I don't think. So that pump could be a little short term. So I'm not really chasing it at all. Any thoughts on Brett? Yeah, I like Brett. Brett's a good one. I think if Brett Base gets a good push, if Coinbase gives a good push, if we see meme coins get a good push, Pepe gets a good push, I think Brett's gonna get a good push. I like Brett. I don't love Brett, but I like Brett. Yeah. My AI bag is HBAR, Render, and Near. I need to look more into Near. How do y'all feel about Near? Y'all like it or what? Let's be patient, guys. Things don't go 100% overnight. Yeah, I agree. Trump ETF. Oh, good. What is your favorite AI agent? I mean, it's so cliche, but AI 16s is pretty sweet. I do like what they do. I think it's cool. Virtuals is cool, but I think AI 16, Smart Money Crypto said AI 16s is a better version of virtuals, and I would have to agree. Curious if you guys agree. So I'd probably go AI 16s, but I don't know. It's the only one I really hold a good bit of, so. I mean, no one really knows, you know. 3 or 4. Best case scenario towards the end of the year. But if we start to see this market really run at, if we get a Bitcoin strategic reserve and this market starts really running, I could see the market ending in May. Because the way that I see it is like the bull market could end in May. Because everyone's going to think that it's going to go like 2021, which is where it dropped in May or in June, recovered at the end of the year, and then we ended the bull market there. And if everyone thinks it's going to recover at the end of the year, what if it doesn't? What if it ends in May and just ends in May? I think that's reasonable. The only thing that puts a bit of a nail in that, or no, not a nail, like I don't know what I'm like a broomstick in the wheelchair. I don't know how to explain what I'm trying to say. Is like if the economy starts getting in a better place and they start dropping interest rates like crazy and inflation's getting better, that is so good for risk on assets that would cause the market to rally. So without that, I would be pretty confident before summer. With that, it could push towards the end of the year. So it's just kind of, it's up in the air. I got no idea though, to be honest. I think it still could. I think it's possible. Do you think we're super pumped by Bitcoin? I think it's possible, but I don't think we're going to I don't think we're going to see Bitcoin at 250K this cycle. It just doesn't feel like it to me. I might be wrong. I just don't think so. Thoughts on the Bank of Japan stuff tomorrow? Do you think the market might crash? Talked about it could, but I haven't even really seen a lot about that, so I don't think it's going to have that big of an impact. Somehow I don't have enough cash to DCA with, so I just stop loss at 50%, take profits on green. I don't know if that's smart. It's not a terrible idea. It's a terrible idea. But you can dollar cost average with any amount of money. Crypto is a former investor for a big company. He said him and his buddies are expecting 8 to 11 trillion in the market for crypto. It seems too good to be true, but what's your opinion? It's possible. I don't think so, but it's possible. You can't lose money with Solana. Yes, you absolutely can lose money with Solana. Stock Mo. That's possible. You get Jose Felix gotta work for Solana Labs. All right, everybody. I think we're gonna go ahead and wrap this. Stream on up. It's been a good time, real good time. I've been loving streaming. It's one of my favorite things to do in the morning. I do think I'm heading out to California tomorrow. It just depends on this freeze and stuff like that. So I might be here tomorrow. If not, I am going to be gone Friday and Saturday and Sunday. So no streams on those days. I will have videos being uploaded as per usual from the hotel room. I just won't be streaming and stuff. But outside of that, back to the normal streams tomorrow. As I mentioned before, a couple things I do want you guys to check out before we do go ahead and log off. Thing number one, go check out that CoinW link that I did add in the description below. You can get up to $100 if you sign up on a futures account and take your first trade. Very, very, very good bonus there for you as well. And you can claim up to $10,000, especially if you're a little bit more of a lizard person yourself. So that's available for you. Go check that out. Another thing I want you to go check out is, of course, the school, which is linked down below. I do believe there are probably still 2 slots remaining here for this executive tier. If any of you are interested, yes, they are available for you. Feel free to check it out. There's also a premium tier and general membership tier as well. well. All of that's available. That's where you can see my courses, coaching classes, live streams, workshops, signals, research, much more. Don't forget to go to follow me on Twitter at Tyler Crypto Talk if you want 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 posts every single day, in addition to what I do post here on the channel. And obviously, don't forget, if you have been enjoying the live streams recently, to smash that like button. Even though the stream is coming to an end, it will push it out to more people as the stream does end and afterwards. And so with that in mind, for those of you who are watching live and watching in the future, I do appreciate all of you so much for joining in. And of course, I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.